bring before you a visitor? Ah, there you are. The young pretender who seeks dominion over Estark, Lord of the Underworld. Well,
Great
it
minds.
seems we're both after the same thing then. In fact, he is very nearly mine. I am Zangiel the Omniarch, ruler of monsterkind in this realm. I have been awaiting you, Your Majesty.
Ah, finally some recognition around here.
This castle and my efforts to find Estark were all for you, my king.
What an interesting turn of events, I must say.
You're very recognizable from the runt I picked up all those years back. Sorry about earlier. We had to make sure you were the real deal. No hard feelings, eh?
Yoo-hoo! Did you miss us? It's me, Goreen. We were wondering when you'd show up. Do you recognize me? I found you after you collapsed in front of Randolfo's castle. Remember how we tried to persuade you to stay, but you refused to listen.
That does sound like me. I know, right?
Ever since that day, we have been preparing for you to become our new king and defeat Randolfo. My sole purpose in life was to destroy the tyrant. But I have grown too old and too weak. I now
Says he's too weak, but look how freaking jacked he is.
you, for you are the only one capable of this task. So, will you become our king and defeat Randolfo in my stead?
Oh, well, sure. Why wouldn't I?
Good. Then it is time. I hereby pronounce you king. Go forth and greet your new subjects.
Okay. Well, this is pretty interesting. There's just straight up king now. I just can't wait to be king. Dave introduces himself to the monsters of Diabolic Hall as their new ruler.
My most deeply held desire has now been fulfilled.
Dies. He's just like me, for real, for real.
Lord Zangiel! No! Please!
Gosh, it's a massive coffin. Here lies Zangiel, leader, ruler, monster. Rip. Oh, it's a tombstone, not a coffin.
Listen, you need to understand exactly what Lord Zangiel's motivations were. Before
Ripperoni.
the birth of Dolph the Destroyer, he was earmarked as Randolfo's successor. Dolph may be a fearsome warrior, but he's a heartless creature, far too cruel to truly lead. save all monsters from this fate. But the battle couldn't be won overnight, and age wasn't on his side. Truth be told, he was on the verge of giving up. Until you appeared on the scene. Randolfo's second-born. Back from the dead. Zangiel had you pegged as the perfect ruler, and your exploits so far have proven him right.
Thanks so much for making Zangiel's memorial. Before he passed, he asked me to give you this.
Ah, some new Travelite. Pink Travelite.
Now you can cross to another realm of Naderia.
Oh, before you go, I'm afraid Estark's precise location remains a mystery.
But of course.
All we know is that he's in the vicinity of the human world. But fear not, we'll keep searching. In the meantime, why don't you swing by Naderia's middle echelons and swell your monster ranks?
We trust in you. It's your job to lead us now.
All right, cool. So it looks like everywhere we've been so far has been the lower echelon. Hold on. And so it was that Diabolic Hall, seat of Monsterkind's power, passed into the hands of Dave. Henceforth, he gave himself a new name that reflected his renewed resolve to live as a monster. Dave the Manslayer. Oh. I did see pots here. But what I was saying, Seed of Life, cool, is up until now, every area we've been to has been like the lower echelon of wherever we've been. So it looks like now we're actually going to be able to go to the middle echelon. So that's pretty neat, I must say. I wonder how much different the maps are going to be. It is an RPG, so we do have to explore a tad. It is something that is required of us. It's within the rules. You never know what you'll find. The Gaol. Which I believe is a prison. A smoked sirloin, cool. Nothing like some fresh sirloin and manky meat from your local prison. There's no response, it's just a corpse. Or so you thought! I wasn't sleeping, I was just resting my bones. That's a nice little, subversion of expectations there. Mini metal. You love to see it. And mystery meat. Fun. I love getting mystery meat in the corner of a dungeon. So, oh, absolutely. The freshest meat comes from a pot. We all know this. We just don't say it because it's just like so common knowledge that like, what's the point, you know? What I was gonna say, the reason I know that the Gaol is a prison is in Elden Ring. You have the Evergales, and I think I looked it up, or it was in a video I watched and talking about how they're prisons. And I was like, ah. So there we were. No treasure behind my throne? Look. Alright, monsters. As your ruler, I request that there be treasure behind my throne. That's all I want. I just want treasure behind my throne. Is that so much to ask for? Is that too much of a kingly demand? I would think not. But then again, I don't know. I wonder if it's the pink Travelite that enables the middle echelons, or if like we just have access to them already. That is one thing I would like to know. And we shall go find out. Circle of Conquest. So the Circle of Fortitude looks like the only one that we have the middle echelon unlocked for at the moment. Okay, so it looks like that's what the pink Travelite did. It just unlocked one echelon. I wonder how many colors we're gonna have by the end of all this. This is definitely one of the fortresses of all time, for sure, for sure.
Perhaps I shouldn't pry. But do you really want to leave things that way with Toylan? And what you said about a war against humanity, I just can't fathom.
Come to join me, I see. It is I, Percival. Allow me to bid thee a hearty welcome.
Percival. It is a fortress.
Now, thou mayest recall, it is my wish to dethrone the ruler of this circle, Barbatos.
Yes? But I thought Barbatos was your master.
Indeed he is. And not only is he my master, but the man to whom I owe my very life. He was once a great monarch who kept from danger the beloved subjects of his realm. But as the war drew on, he began...
I have no idea who that is.
He lost his faith in men, putting to death any and all he perceived to plot against him. I begged him abandon his newfound mistrust, but my pleas fell upon deaf ears. Then, that fateful day. The pup of Powie Yowies, slain by our troops, came upon us, seeking revenge. And when I saw him charging at me alone, I realized this boy was me. I was seeing myself from the past.
I do know what that show is. Now that I'm looking it up. I do know what that show is. I've not watched it, but I do know what it is.
I had taken the wrong path.
Oh, Percival.
I digress. Now, Lord Barbatos is fearsome indeed, but can be weakened by the sunlight of a certain day. Steel Gleam Solstice, as it is known. The day upon which the sun shines brightest in Naderia. However, Barbatos has a rite performed to mantle the sky with darkness, ensuring it is near to arrive. The monster tasked with performing the rite is Darius the Shade Thrower.
The Shade Thrower.
I humbly ask thee, lend thy aid to defeat him.
Sure.
Well said. I was right to put my faith in thee.
It's a Matt Groening show, right?
Good sir, set thy gaze over yonder. The rite is performed atop that towering fortress. Let us regroup there.
Don't you think... Never mind. I know you'll do what's right in the end. Let's get going.
Yeah, he's got a pretty solid track record. I love Futurama. Whoa, look at this guy! Oh, this is a spiny slime. Is that what it's called? About to find out. It is a spiny slime. The double insta buff. Dang. All right. The jail cat using all of its MP for no reason at all. You love to see it.